Hello Hoopers, Tyler here, and today I have a tutorial for the Zan's Diamond with hoops. So this is my first tutorial, so hopefully do a good job at explaining everything clearly. So there are many variations on the Zan's Diamond, so this tutorial is essentially a translation of the Zan's Diamond tutorial for Poi posted by Zan, which a link to that video will be in the description for this video. So, to get started, we'll talk about what a Zan's Diamond is. A Zan's Diamond is made up of 4 points. 2 points at either side of the body, and 1 point each at the top and at the bottom. In Zan's Diamond, we connect these 4 points through a series of motions. And that's what we're going to be learning to do today. So to begin this tutorial, you first need to know how to do at least 2 tricks. Those are a butterfly and a split time butterfly. Now, for clarification, this is not a thread the needle. In a thread the needle, it is a 2-beat cycle, or 2-beat motion, where we alternate our right hand and left hand being on top. In this move, it's a 1-beat cycle. We do not alternate hands. The left hand stays on top of the right hand at all times. When the hoops meet at the top, the right hand is in front of the left hand, while the left hand is on top. When we come down, the left hand is now in front of the right hand. One motion. Now this is a same time butterfly because the hoops are spinning in the same beats. We also need to do a split time butterfly. Now in this version, when the hoops are on the left side of my body, my right hand is in front, and when we move over to the right side of our body, our left hand is in front. Great. Now we move on to the next concept, which is called translation. So to start, we'll go back to our split time butterfly. And notice how the hoops are meeting at the left side of our body and the right side of our body. This means we can translate the motion left and right on the horizontal plane. This allows us to connect our left point and our right point to each other. Now going back to our same time butterfly, again, our same concept, our hoops meet at the top and at the bottom, which means we can translate up and down. This allows us to connect our vertical points. Now this is going to take some drilling. It's easiest to maybe start and very slowly begin to exaggerate your motions. And as you get more comfortable feeling it out, you can exaggerate your motions more. Now this is the part in the tutorial where we take a verge from the Poi tutorial. In the Poi tutorial, it's a lot easier to make this motion because the Poi heads essentially put themselves in the positions they need to be. However, with hoops you need to be much more intentional about your movements. So now we're going to talk about how to connect on the diagonal lines. So we're going to start at our bottom point. So when we come down, our left hand is on top and in front of our right hand. Now we're going to move from the bottom point to our left point. To do that, we're going to extend our left hand to that point, and our right hand is going to anti-spin into that point. Okay. And from here, our right hand is moving in front of our left hand. Now, once we connect these points, we're now on the horizontal plane. So now practice these 3 points. We're going to go up, down, and left, and then stay here. So again, we go up, down, and left. Great. So now we're going to talk about how to connect from the right point to the top point. So to do this, we're going to, with our left hand now in front of our right hand is going to extend up to the top position while our left hand anti-spins up. And our right hand is going to move from behind the left to in front again. Right? So we go up, and now we're here, and then we're back into our resting butterfly. So if you connect the points together, we get something that looks like this. Great, now we're halfway there. So for the next part of this, we're going to go back to our bottom point. Remember again, the left hand is both on top of and in front of our right hand. So now we're going to go from our bottom to the right point. To do this, we're going to extend our right arm into that right point, and our left hand is going to anti-spin into that point. Now, in this case, your hands stay in the same position relative to each other. Our left hand and right hands both stay where our left hand is still in front of our right hand. Now that we're in this position, we're here again. So now practice these motions. We go up, down, right, left. Again, we go up, down, right, left. Great. Now we're going to move from the left point to our top point. To do this, with our right hand now in front of our left hand, our left hand is going to extend into the top position, while our right hand is going to anti-spin into the top position. Again, keeping the right hand still in front of the left hand. And now we're back in this motion. So connecting the points together, we get something that looks like this. Great. So now we're going to connect the two things together. So we're going to start by just translating up and down. And so for the first cycle, we're going to go left, right, up, down, and now we go right, left, up, down. And that's the Zan's diamond. Now, as you get comfortable doing this trick, you'll start to notice that you can connect any dot to each other through any series of motions. For instance, instead of starting at the bottom and moving either left or moving right, we can actually start at the top and either move left or move right. This means we can add many variations to the Zan's diamond. You can also focus on any 3 points in the Zan's diamond and only move between those 3 to make triangles. That ends up looking something like this. You can also bounce back and forth between any 3 points. That looks something like this. So, some final notes on the Zand's diamond. For cleanliness, what we're actually aiming for with these motions is for it to look as crisp as possible. It's really easy to make this trick sloppy. Either the hoops, like one hoop is moving slower than the other, any number of things. So what you're aiming for is, with the same time translations, when the hoops come to the bottom, we want them at this bottom point to be completely overlapping with each other. As the hoops come up and reach our shoulder level, we want the hoops to be completely horizontal. And then in the top position, again, we want our hoops to be perfectly overlapping. For our split time, similar concept again. We want, while the hoops are at the left side of our body, for the hoops to be perfectly overlapped. When the hoops come across our chest and chin region, we want the hoops to be completely vertical to each other. And at the right point, we want them to again be completely overlapping. Now for this, both the size and the weight of your hoops do matter, because the hoop that is carrying under has momentum, and the more momentum that the hoop is carrying, the faster it's going to swing under. So sometimes it's very difficult to get these to be clean. To compensate, you both want to slow down the hoop that's falling and speed up the hoop that's coming over. And that way you get a cleaner effect. Now also, in this tutorial, I was doing everything with our left hand on top. It's also possible to do all of these motions with the right hand on top. However, for each of the transitions from point to point, changes subtly between which hand is in front of which. I'll leave this up to you to practice and figure that out. Using the Zand's diamond, we can also learn Triquetras. If we think about connecting this point, and our top point together, we're actually doing what we call a Triquetra versus extension. We call it this because one hand is spinning at 3 points in an anti-spin, which is the Triquetra, and the other hand is just extending the whole time. We end up with this motion. So, two other points that I almost failed to mention before uploading this video. When doing the Zand's diamond, especially when doing your vertical translations, you want to take a broad stance. Whenever you have your heels together, it makes it very hard for this up and down motion to really work. You end up bowing out your legs a little bit. So by taking a slightly broader stance, we can kind of do a squatting motion to better accentuate the vertical motion. Secondly, while you're doing all of these moves, you need to make sure that the hoops stay close to your chest. Now, if we have them out in front of us like this when we're doing the moves, actually coming out to the side, it's hard to actually keep plane, and the motion just kind of looks sloppy. So remember, while doing this, you always want to keep as close to your chest as possible. So thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave any comments or feedback. Again, this is my first tutorial, so I'd like to know how it was. And if you really like it, maybe I'll do some more tutorials in the future. Alright, thanks Supers. Have a good one.